so we are recording. Well, perfect, guys. As always, we start from the macro, then we go into low time frame opportunities, and then for Malik, we'll see the, the risk management, right? So Malik, if you have any question, you can start to type down now on the chat, and we will see it later. All right, so guys, I shared you this very important level on USDT. Bam, down, perfect. And we rode Bitcoin from down here to here, and Ethereum from down here. No, wait, this one from down here to here. All right. So now, why am I trying a short on Gala? Look where we are with the USDT at the moment. It's clearly that we are bouncing on this trend line. I'm highlighted, but it's very clear. So now we can have a bit of relief here with Ethereum and Bitcoin going a bit down. Then maybe here we could have two scenarios. One that we goes up here with Bitcoin going down again, or we see a bit of relief on the USDT and then down, and we can start to target these levels here. And in this scenario we can jig along on this breakout, okay, maybe with a little retest here and then down, guys. So this is my plan for the USDT dominance, right? We are bouncing on a daily trend line also. As you can see, this is a daily trend line, so it's not a low time frame trend line, very important. So let's see if we bounce here or we just break down with Bitcoin pumping and Ethereum following Bitcoin. So then we can move on total 2, that is more interesting in my opinion. This is what we saw last streaming, okay? We have this level very important where we have this eye here, okay, this level where we have interest on total, not this candle, this one, okay, with the 75 level. Also we swept the low of 10th of October, we pumped. So now also here we are on a trend line, okay. So as you can see, USDT and total are always aligned, okay. These are not coincidence, guys. You need to start to think about these things a bit quicker, okay. So you have a total vision of what market is doing at the moment, okay. But these are levels, trend line, nothing too complicated. And as you can see, even here we can have a rejection down here and continue down here, or we can break it, retest, and then up again, and would be in line with the scenario where on the USDT dominance we break through this trend line. Okay, pretty easy. If you have any question about these two scenarios, let me know, but it's very clear in my opinion. Then what else? Yeah, guys, let's start with analyzing Bitcoin at the moment. Let me do it like this so it's clearer for you. Okay, guys, as always, what we did here, we had our golden pocket, we had ton of POCs on this level, okay. We simply bet on the reversal with low time frame confirmation on the RSI, as you can see here. Boom, boom, perfect entry. Remember, we had two entries, one like up here and one at 83 and 800. And guys, look at this spike, look at it. This was the level we bid, and this was the spike. So amazing, guys. We DCA'd in the perfect in a perfect way. Then same thing on Ethereum, we didn't have that kind of setup we were seeking, we were looking for, but at the same time we were in a very very important level. Okay, we had this giga demand here that caused this rally. Okay, let me see if we also add the POC on that area. Where is the toolbar? Okay, here. Look at this where we had the POC. Okay, the POCs was up here, but here we had, yeah, the sweep of the value area low. Okay, so even here we had another confirmation on why we entered it, even without the divergence we play with sometimes. And what is also interesting, guys, let's start with Gala. That is not the same setup we play with every day. Where is it? Gala here. Okay, so as now I'm looking on Trading Light here on the other screen, there is a bunch of liquidity with buy wall in this zone here. Let me mark up it for you. Like here there is a bit of pending limits. It's like a bunch of 200 million of Gala. So if we can break through with violence through this giga buy wall, we can start to take some profit here on this trend line I marked up, then maybe another one here, and then we can take the final profit on this level here where we had the deviation, retest, up again. Okay, and we did this accumulation before the distribution. Okay, we had this one, our lower low. We tried a Niger low on this one, we didn't, but we made a Niger low here. Sorry, I mean a Niger high here. We had a Niger low, accumulation, and then we gained back our level and we pumped. Okay, this scenario was like very common in a lot of setup before this pump. Okay, we took the two most important, in my opinion, Ethereum and Bitcoin. Sorry for the voice, guys, but I'm losing it. Okay, so what else we have interesting now? There is Sol that is not proper aligned with our short, but there was like from where I took it, maybe from here. No, it wasn't. But it's starting to be exhausted about around this level, so I don't think we can have a short position out here, up here. Let's see, but if we can have a retest on our zone down here, maybe around this level, this would be very interesting, in my opinion, to long Solana. Would be very very interesting, in my opinion. But if we get up there, this would be the setup. Okay, with this range up here, POCs, divergence down. Okay, so what else we have very interesting? If you want to take a look at Nasdaq here. Okay, I marked up this level like weeks ago. We swept this low, we gained it back here, we retested, now we swept this high, we retested here, a little deviation down, retest up, and now we are aiming to get out this high here. Then interesting on Nasdaq will be again this level here and this level here. Okay, so maybe we can have this one, maybe up here and then up again, up here and down. This could be interesting on Nasdaq. Hi Muro, boss, king, how you doing? Then SP 500, even here, again. Did I price indicator, sure, like this. Perfect. Thanks for the suggestion, bro. I appreciate it. Even here on SP 500, guys, very similar to Nasdaq. We swept this low. We didn't retest perfectly the level here. We pump it again. Now we are aiming to get to this high here. All right. So XRP, to be honest, I wanted to be a little bit lower on this giga cluster. Never mind, we are still in this range. What the fuck I draw here? We are still in this range, so maybe from down here we can have a rejection on lower time frame. We will have our confirmation to long it again. Okay, it's still a bit overpriced now, so I think we can have that level one day. Otherwise, if we break the height of this range, we can really enjoy our spot position that we accumulate like here, here, and down here. Now we are way above, and we can take some profits up here somewhere. All right, so let me see, Bitcoin could reach or could die here. So let's go back with this with question. So let me chart from here. Okay, so yeah, 96k is a big resistance, as you can see. All right, but I wouldn't be surprised if we will have a spike here and then down, sweeping all these POCs. Okay, so as you know, we play level by level. But guy, if we go on higher time frame, okay, let me remove these things here, and I want to show you a macro view on Bitcoin. I don't want to scare you, but look how realistic this is. We had this one, okay, and then we had this drop here, like we had here, okay. So now we have this relief here that is like a bit what we are having here. Maybe we could have a last one spike down here, sweeping this, and this, okay. So then we have a very important level here where we can bounce, so like 73, 75k, okay. This level here and this level here, as you can see, they are perfectly in line, okay. There is like $10 of difference, a sort of $30. So in this way, in this kind of scenario, we would have Bitcoin down here, then up here, and then guys, if we have this scenario, we have our top cycle in, that was this one here. And what do we have here? A very bad scenario. Boom, bear market. I don't wanna scare you, but this is totally understandable in my opinion, okay. And we could have back Bitcoin at 50, 45k. The only reason, obviously, to have a bullish scenario on Bitcoin is that we start to accumulate here with pump on on lot of alts, and then with Bitcoin going a bit lateral, alts pumping, and then maybe Bitcoin can follow on a slow mode all the alts that are outperforming the market. But this is very possible in my opinion. Then what would they have here? Where do you see how much Gala will be bought at that level? I see it on Trading Night. Let me show you the screenshot. And here, Opa. There you go. Then Nuron. Malik, send your question. Hello, website is related by evaluation with. Sorry, because this question needs some math. So you have an evaluation with $950, max drawdown on $13,000. Account, how much should I risk per trade on this evaluation? The thing is that you can have a $1,000 account or 100K account. You don't care. The thing is that you need always to check the percentage. Okay, so if you wanna go like on a defensive mode, you can go with 1%. Aggressive one, it's obviously 3%. A middle one, it's 2%. If you are comfortable to go with like 2%, go with 2%. I wouldn't go with 3%. Otherwise, if you wanna be safe, I mean, because we pump it now, and obviously the moment too long was down here where we entered. Now I'm looking for this short on Gala. I risk it like 1%. Usually I go with 2%. Oh, great, Malik. And I mean, now markets, it's you saw the New York Open today. Okay, I was not interested in trading with New York Open today, and the reason why I was on the chart. Okay, look at our first 15-minute candle here. Let me go with a clear one, with this one maybe. Okay, let's go on the 15-minute candle of the opening here. Okay, we are still in the range, guys, of New York Open. Okay, so why this? This is the ORB, that is the opening range breakout. What does it mean? That we have the 15-minute candle from the opening, okay, and from there we have two possibilities. Okay, so we have a strong movement to the upside, where with volumes, okay, so a lot of spikes in volume, okay, a closure above, then you can retest the entry, the range high of the first 15-minute candle, and then you can have a continuation and you can position yourself. This is a very common strategies that a lot of market traders, obviously in Nasdaq, S&P 500 and so on, goes with. Okay, and you can have a position like this. Otherwise, you can also have the same situation. What the fuck I did here? Okay, on the short side. Okay, let's imagine this is a short side. You have the opening range and you have a breakout to the downside with volume. You retest the range low, okay, and you go to the downside. And you can start to, okay, now we don't have here, but maybe you can start to target this level here, this level here, and this level here. Okay, so as now, guys, today's PA was obviously a shit in my opinion. Okay, and you can all clearly see it on the charts. Then let's go with Malik questions. I've lost almost 20,000. No, you don't have lost 20,000 in spot trading. It's only down by 90%, bro. So you can't lose money if you don't sell. So holding position, it's very hard. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to make them back at least break even. But the most important thing you can do now is lower your entries. All right. So take every single dollars you can make from futures, put them back on spot, and lower those entries there. Okay. At the same time, you have a growth of your portfolio. Okay. So it's very important, that one. Mainly to spot trading, and the only coin I ever managed to nearly break even was XRP, and it been holding since 2021, but it finally sold in 2024 to break even with a very small profit. Okay, in that case, you don't have to sell all the XRP you had. Okay, so you were very down with your portfolio. The thing you can do at that point is like not selling all the XRP you had, but like selling 15%. What does it mean? That if it pumps, you have profit. If it goes down, you can buy back, lowering your entries and having then obviously more XRP. This is a smart way. If you are over positioned on your portfolio, if a thing comes to break even, sold an half, okay, and keep that USDT available to lower your entries. Bro, I know. That's why in spot you will always see me send out calls on this coin here. Okay, all these coins here are shit. Okay, even Z coins, guys. To be honest, what the fuck is Zcoin? Okay, I'm not a macro trader, but what happened here to pump it from this $50 to 700? What happened? I don't know, guys, but it's all hype in my opinion on Zcoin. What utility has this coin? I don't know, to be honest. I don't even know the utilities of these coins here. Okay, but these major alts are very founded coin with a team behind. Tau, Sui, Sol, Sail, Litecoin, Link, Hype, all these coins here, all right? Obviously, I moved the XRP that was in the major alts with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP because it's very important. XRP it's not like an altcoin. It's a major one with Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment. Now I'm left with only $2,000 although hotspot coins because I knew they wouldn't recover. Okay. Many were down 80-90%, so I gave up and sold them. Okay, bro, I got you. I know maybe you, I bet you entered like, let me take a shitcoin like this one. You maybe entered Bonk here, for example, here, I don't know. But if I go on all this chart here, even ARB, to be honest, look where it is now. Okay, the only thing that is very cool in my opinion now is Cardano. Cardano is very, very, very cool because let me show you this thing. We have this trend line. Okay, let me add the OBV here. Let me hide these things here. Okay, look at the daily OBV on on Cardano. Okay, Cardano it's breaking out. We can have a V shape on the OBV. If we break through this level here and the OBV does something like this, we would have a head and shoulder on the OBV. It's not so usual to see a head and shoulder analyzed on the OBV, but it's something in my opinion. And we can target, of course, this eye here. So you can you can trade only with OBV. It's very powerful, this trading tool. So keep an eye on Cardano, ADA. I've now decided to stick to day trading only and slow recover my portfolio by risking 1% of trade, but for now I'm not having much luck, either because of market condition or because I'm still making mistakes. So the thing that you can improve in this situation, of course, is to manage your risk with the trades. So if you see us at Earn Elite sending out a lot of trades, don't jump into every single trade because you would overexpose your portfolio. Oh my god, guys, my voice. You would overexpose your portfolio. Okay, so if you have $1,000 to trade with, okay, and your max allocation per day, okay, it's 2% into a trade, okay, but if you open 10 position at 2%, you are exposed at 10%. What if we have a market crash and you lose 10%? Boom. This is why you had your 6R. Okay, so yeah, we send out all the positions, and you are not you don't have to jump into every single call. Of course, if you are already positioned into some plays, just play them. They go in profit, perfect. Okay, you take profit and you go away. They go down, never mind. You wait next call, then you decide which one is cool for you, and you jump into a trade. Okay, so there you can have like free position open for a total of 6% of max allocation of your portfolio in positions. Okay, it's a slow thing, I know, it's a marathon, as I told you many times, and you don't have to jump into every single trade. Okay, since 2021, I believe strong in holding spot bags and thought I had dummy hands, but looking back, I think it was a mistake. Holding without clear validation level is not good. The coins were not good at all. Yeah, as I told you, just look at these coins here. Okay, why BNB? Because BNB obviously it's one of the best, not the best, but it's one of the biggest exchange out there. CZ is having the I don't know how to call it in English, but oh, it's like pardoned. I don't know if it's correct from Trump. So we will have for sure like at least 1.5k. We already had like 1.3. We can have 1.5 and 2,000. That's for sure in my opinion. Dogecoin thanks to Elon, Pepe because it's a great alt in my opinion. Cardano has some utility for energy, I think. Hype, it's very strong in my opinion. Linked to absolutely, look, nobody's talking about Link, but had a pump of 25% from this low here, guys. Okay, it's one of the strongest. And Solana too will for sure recover the 300 area. Okay, so these coins are the one that you should hold over even of course Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Now I'm only interested in leverage trading. I'm new to it and still learning. I've had few wins, but win rate is not strong yet. Okay, join it does to improve my win rate. Learn from experience trading like poor. A few weeks ago I did make a good money on spot from Aster. Call it on Twitter. Okay, great. Now I want to know what should be my monthly RR target. Our daily recap results are positive. Okay. You know what? I have a sheet on Google Doc that if you start an account with $1,000 with a daily goal of 2%, at the end you have like 3 million. Okay, so this is with composed interest. So every day, if you let's imagine it's a perfect situation. If you have a composite interest of 2% on your account, okay. So the day 2 will be, of course, 120. The day 4 will be this one here, and so on. Will grow very, very, very strong. Okay. So you don't have to make a lot of giga call and etc. etc. If you target a 2% daily, okay, this is the end of the year in 365 days, if I remember correct. So you have all here. You don't have to overthink. 2%, it's a great daily goal. Compounding, compounding, compounding. Okay, obviously this is a perfect scenario, won't be real, but if you go with a 2% goal, okay, even if you're in a position you think, oh nah, I need to hold this is going to like 100k, bro, 2% down, boom, out of the trade. Okay, if you want, you're already like 3% up for the day. Okay, so it's a big day. You can close the position to gain at least your 2% for the day, and you leave another position up. So if it goes up, it's perfect. If it goes down, okay, you get your 2% daily. Okay, And this was the last question. How do you manage future? Sometimes feel like I'm making get lost in the next trade or recovering all their losses. Making get lost in the next trade or recovering all the losses. Okay, yeah. So, as I told you just right now, the thing is that you don't have to take all the position because we can have, of course, a crash as we had last time where me and other traders had like a lose on Farcoin, for example, but I don't think you took it because as soon as I sent out the trade was already in stop loss. We count in the sheet, but I don't care. But it was straight down, so I don't think you took it. And Sui, for example, me and Muro were bullish, but then boom, I don't know what happened. Giga sell off, and sorry, I meant here, not here, here. Giga sell off, and yeah, it was another R down. But then we had like 3 R for losses, but then we had this position on Ethereum and a 6.65 R up. Okay. So guys, it's all about risk management. I know it's very boring to think about risk management, but it's very important. Very important. Don't overexpose yourself into many positions. Just cover the one that you can manage. If you enter a position, you have to think, okay, if it goes in totally stop loss, I don't care. This is the mentality you need to have, okay? So if you get the profits, don't be greedy, take your profits and run away. For example, at the moment, even if you have a 65% win rate on a strategy, okay? We have, I know this is not correct in terms of trading, okay? But we have, sorry, all this position open. Last one here. Okay, so these are all 1R trade, okay? We have first position, enter, boom, profit. The second one, boom, enter, profit. The third one, down. The fourth one, up. 1, 2, 3R, minus 1R, 2R. So even if you play with 1R in every trade, okay, and the strategy, it's a 75% strategy, boom, you got your 2R. This is math, okay? So you don't have to think about big swings and so on. Okay, so if the position, if the strategy is a 75% with a win rate, 1, 2, 3R, 1 loss, boom, 2R locked in, okay, and we move into the next one. If you wanna play like this, you can, of course. We had the trade recap of last month, and the strategies were, and the traders were like 70, 75%, 68% around there. So even if you go with 1R in every trade and you jump off the trade as soon as it's 1R, you are in profit, guys. Okay. This strategy, when this strategy doesn't work, when the average, for example, on us as traders, we have an average on position like for 40%. Okay. In that case, you need to aim to at least 2R to be in profit. Okay. But I mean, of course, this is not profitable even if you are in a 49% win rate. Okay, this was just for example, but imagine 40%, you are not in profit with a 1R strategy. But above 50%, guys, this is math, this is above, and this is in profit. I saw the pro loss of okay. Good to see you on live stream, bro. When you say 2% portfolio, you mean the amount of trading excluding spots? Yeah, I mean the 2% on future portfolio. Okay. Reminder is in so you can have more to position either. Reminder is in USDT, so you can have more to position either way. What do you mean? Sorry. I only go with 2, 3 to 5% of the time. What do you suggest? Uh, Bro, for 1, 2%, I mean, they are very low. You can decide on your own if 1%, 2%. I was doing 5%. 5% is too too much, in my opinion, bro. Because if you get two losses on that day with 5%, you go down 10% on your portfolio, and that's not a good risk management. Well, how do you figure when a coin is about to pump? I would like to figure it, bro. I would be a billionaire at the moment. We go from the macro, then we go into the low time frame. We look for our divergence to play with the POCs. This is a strategy I'm playing with at the moment that I learned from Poki at Earn Elite. I already played with POCs in other way. I found this way a bit more relaxing and how can I say easier to play with. So I'm playing with this strategy, but as I told you, we had, of course, Ethereum down here. We didn't have the setup with the divergence we were looking for, but I saw that we had a lot of the price was exhausted down here, not here, but on trading line. Let me see if I can also share. What is going on? Why? Wait, what is going on? What is going on? I don't know what is going on. It's too large. So like this. I don't know, guys, what is going on here. Okay, never mind. It was an exhaustion here on the price action of sellers. Okay, the we had fuck this shit. Okay, let's go here. We had a good double bottom here, more or less on OBV. Okay, also here we were starting to breaking out. Okay, so it was, in my opinion, a very good situation. Okay, it was starting to make an higher low even on the OBV, so yeah, why not jump in and try it. We did this, we broke. Can you talk a bit in how to read open interest? Okay, I'm not the best person about open interest, but I use it sometimes to see how people are playing with the market about opening shorts and so on. Now tell me why. Okay, we were on spot. Okay, this was correct. So open interest. If you go on low time frame, okay, there are the one that are divergence on the open interest. It just tell you that like if the price is pumping, open interest is going down, shorts are closing, so we can have another ramp on the price action. And there are different ways to read the open interest. There are people that use it with cumulative CVD, yeah, cumulative volume delta, where they look for divergence between cumulative volume delta and the open interest. Okay, I had a sheet somewhere. I'm gonna find the sheet I have about the open interest. I'm gonna send you the photo in the chat, so you don't you have everything. It's well explained. Okay, so you have these things wrote down. Okay, because it's easier to let you read it than to explain. Because I'm not the best person with. I don't use it. I don't even have the colors, so I don't use it. Yes, compounding, yes, do exactly ATP, so always some wind changes. Okay, 3 to 5 is correct, but lower your 5% to 2%. Bro, it's not a sprint, don't be greedy, and manage your risk every time and try to compound your win every day, okay? So you can size up. Which triangle? Broke out of triangle. Which one? Send me the photo. I don't know where is the triangle. Let me check Gara meanwhile. It's a bit in profit. Okay. You mean maybe this trend line? No? Shitty trend line. I think you can send photo down here in the chat. So take a screenshot, Thomas, and send it over. I don't know. To be honest, a virtual would be interesting here. Shit. Here. Rejection here. Sort of. This is the range. So maybe virtual, if it comes down here, okay, so we have a confirmation of this deviation on this level here, retest up, and let's see if it's in line also with our level. See, yeah, would be in line with our discount section on the Fibonacci. No, I don't use so much Bitcoin dominance, to be honest. Yeah, it's important, but for a macro view, not for a lower time frame. For lower time frame, I use the RSI, this one, okay, on 5, 15, and 30 minutes to play with the POCs. A thing that you can do before starting to long something is to look at the USDT, okay. So obviously for Bitcoin and the Ethereum was obviously in line with this level here, so we long it. We long them. It was another confluence we have. Okay, it was exactly here when we entered the trade. So yeah, I would say these things here. So now why I'm trying a short on Gala, because we had a swing failure pattern. Okay, another thing you can see on lower time frame. A B C D E F G. I need to go back in school. Okay, we had a sweep of this eye here. Shit. This is a swing failure pattern. Okay, the RSI was on a 3 drive here. I also marked it up on 30 minutes. Look, 1, 2, 3 up here on the RSI. We had 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, 3 drive. So very exhausted in my opinion. Now if we gigapump, it would come out from nowhere, to be honest. So it worth a try. And USDT dominance, it's on a support right now, so why not to take a short on this? It's worth a try in my opinion. Okay, we have different conferences for this, for at least a second retest on this trend line, because we have this trend line, first retest here, and the second one like here, for 1.23 more or less. That is not a triangle, bro, it's a trend line. Okay, so yeah, okay, let me set it here. I was looking for triangle, I was like, what the fuck? 4 hours. Go here, remove drawings. Okay, because you don't have logarithmic, so you have it like this. Gotcha. I play with logarithmic chart. So yeah, where it was good to position here, obviously on the retest, with like stop down here, the trade would be around 2.1, would have been at 2.1 R. I mean, yes, trend line are very, very important. In my opinion, a second retest down here, as I told you, you can try along here, stop loss down here, on this low here, not on the low here, you're just a bit below. Okay, it's a 9%, so you would go with a leverage of 5%. And I remember you guys that the leverage doesn't mean anything. Okay, the thing that means is the position size, the quantity. So go on TradingView, go on account size, set your account 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever you have, and set the quantity for your orders on this is 2%, my bad, on Bluefin, Bybit, on your exchange. So 2%, what does it mean? If you get a stop loss here, it's only 2% of your 10,000, okay? And it's related to the quantity, okay? If the stop loss is here, okay, it's still 2%. So if we go with $1,000, what happens if we get a stop here? It's $20. What happens if we get a stop here? $20. Down here, $20, guys. It's always $20, and it's related to the quantity on the TradingView long tool and short tool too. So here, why not try a retest? Try go long now. I wouldn't. I would wait a retest here. Let me see if we have some POCs down here. Not at all at the moment. We already had Fibonacci, so let me try again now. Yeah, this zone here. I would wait for some confirmation about yeah, this zone here, it's one I like at the moment. At least we retest it. We don't retest it. And then we had one. We would have 1, 2, and 3 here. And it's ready for a pump. Virtual has a good chart in my opinion. Yeah, guys, zoom out. Okay, this is another thing that you must master. Zoom out on chart. Look at this important level we have. The red line, okay. I set this red line looking only at this part of the price action, but look, if we go back, what do we have here? Very, very, very important level. So wait for that retest. In my opinion, will be given. If not, okay, guys, go look here. Okay, I didn't do anything. I just use a red line. You wanna see it like this? Okay, look. Let me remove everything. Let me just set this line here. Okay, look at the importance of this level. Okay, the POC indicator, it's the then one. I have the link somewhere here. I send it over to a guy that asked me. Okay, this one. Try it for a month if you want. It's cool and it's dynamic, so the POCs change day by day. Let me activate them again. You have the white one that are the already consolidated, and the gray one that they are the one that is consolidating at the moment. So the 1 day will be confirmed, maybe at this level, maybe higher, maybe lower. 5 days, same thing. 2 days, same thing, and so on. Okay. Any other thing you wanna look at, guys? It's like 50 minutes we're streaming, so let me know. My girlfriend is coming at the moment, I think with some food, because I'm not eating since lunchtime, like 10 hours ago. So I'm hungry as fuck. Any other thing you wanna see? Aster, I told you to wait a bit. We have an important level that we need to, I know Aster it's a bit tricky. CZ need to do something. Okay, I sent you out this level here. We broke down, of course. We didn't have the trigger to go long, but look at how it reacted then here again, very resistance. So now what? You can wait for a retest here, consolidation, then up with stop loss down here. we had this giga deviation, and you can target this eye, and these two eyes. Yo, have a good dinner, bro. Thanks for joining me, Moro. Honored. Enjoy your meal. Guys, any other thing you wanna take a look at? You can clearly see, for example, what we have on. Let me just delete this one. Okay, so this is the giga range we are playing with, tau. Okay, and we can get another tap up here. We had 1, 2, 3 here, so why not going up? So then we also have this line. Let's make it dotted. There is an internal level, very important. If we flip this, it's good to go. Right. So guys, this was the Wednesday stream. We will from now on always do this time because I stream only in this server. As you know, I'm exclusive here. As always, if you need anything, just tag me in main chat. I'm always available for you. I thank you all for joining the stream. Let me stop the record here.